Ever feel like you're just stuck? Same routine, same thoughts, same day, over and over again? That's not life, that's a loop. And you don't break the loop by waiting. You break it by deciding you're done with being average. One habit, one thought, one belief, that's all it takes to change your life. Because the second you stop living like a robot, you start living like you actually mean it. I used to be stuck too. 16 years old, wearing a name tag in McDonald's, getting barked at because the fries weren't hot enough and people were saying, just put the fries in the bag, bro. I was in the hamster wheel. Work, sleep, school, work, repeat. Wondering, is this what was meant for me? And guess what? It could have been if I didn't make a move. I could have still been in college, in Galway, making little to no money for the last 4 years. But I decided, no, that is not the identity that I stand by. Nobody was coming to save me, and I realized that in this game of life, it's you versus you. It's a video game. We all love video games. Fortnite, Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto. People who played life as if they were playing Grand Theft Auto, they would be a lot more successful. Except they're distracted by their phone, by their friends, by events, by trying to please people that they don't even care about. And what they should be cared about is, am I where I want to be? And I chose differently. I picked up the damn phone. I stumbled, I got hung up on. I ate rejection all day when I switched from working a regular 9 to 5 to door-to-door sales. It changes you as a man when you're knocking doors. It's -5 degrees. Nobody wants to buy your alarm system, right? But that changed me. When I could sell to something that majority of people didn't want, and I could make a living off it, I knew that I could do anything. Fast forward 3 years, I've closed $7 million in sales. I've trained over 1,200 sales reps to do the same, and I've built my own freedom brick by brick. I've moved to Milan in northern Italy, created a life for myself that I once dreamed of. It was only possible because of sales. It was only possible because I said, you know what? This loop that I was on, I was gonna break it. And I know people always joke about the matrix, fighting them, but it's a system. The system doesn't work if we don't genuinely have people who do those jobs. I don't think that sales or entrepreneurship should be for everybody. Somebody has to work those jobs. Somebody has to get up early. Somebody has to put the fries in the bag. But I realized that wasn't for me. Because at the end of the day, a worst scenario would be 4 years, 10 years down the line, I don't have enough money, can't bring my kids on vacation, cannot see the world. We're probably in a rented apartment. I have a wife that probably doesn't respect me as much because I cannot provide as a man. I cannot provide for my own family. And I realized that very early on. And I said, that's the reality that I don't want. And that's what fueled me. I wasn't fueled by, hey, I want to make X, I want to do this, I want to do that. I was fueled by, what if I didn't do that? Think about it for a moment. Literally sit there with a piece of paper and go, what would life look like if I don't change anything in 20 years? If you don't like the outcome, something needs to change. Because nothing changes if nothing changes. If you look at your life 12 months down the line and you're in the same position, is that better or is that worse? If it's worse, you need to change. And that's what I realized. Because at the end of the day, if my kids are not going to be respected, they'll not respect me. I can't live with that. My second name is literally Mulvey, which means honorable chief, leader of men. I would destroy my own lineage if I wasn't living up to my own second name. So what is it for you? Do you want to live that life? And break it down literally to relationships, family, what car you'll be driving. If it's a beaten up old car, the home that you'll be living in, the wife that will probably divorce you, take half of the little that you have. You'll have to go back and live in with your parents. All of this was channeling my urgency to work now, to change now. Because at the end of the day, you're only one bold choice away from completely changing your life, but nobody can choose it for you. Comfort is literally a coffin. Average is a prison. The loop is the lie that you keep telling yourself. The lie that I'm okay with where I am when you're not. Deep down, those voices tell you, you're not making enough money. You're not in the position that you should be in. And your ego hates it. And I know even listening to this video, you're probably thinking to yourself, fuck, do I want to have that life where I can barely provide for my own family and my kids? Because I'm sure that hits home. You owe it to yourself to find out what happens when you finally bet on you. Because once you taste it, what's real out there, when you visit 20 odd countries, you make money online, you travel, you realize all you need is 4,000 euros a month and you can live anywhere in Europe pretty well. And that's a lie that they tell you. That you only need to make 3,000 a month in Ireland, in the UK. You live a miserable life, no sunshine, and there's no opportunity for you out there. The second you break free, you don't just change your life, you change the trajectory for your whole family. That's why I challenge you today, write down everything about your life right now and what it would look like in 60 years if you do absolutely nothing. Because I promise you, nothing changes if nothing changes. See you guys in the next one.